Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian and I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here on the west coast of Canada. I hope everybody has had a great week and is looking forward to a healthy and enjoyable weekend. This is a members chat class. Of course, everybody is welcome to watch. In this class, we are looking at IELTS task to writing, and we are discussing how to write a confident Band 9 finish to your task to writing essay, specifically focusing on the body paragraphs and the conclusion. We started this essay in yesterday's class with the planning and introduction. We will review the introduction quickly at the beginning of class before going into the body paragraphs. While we wait for some of our members, this lesson is presented to you by aehelp.com for academic IELTS success. Check us out there. For the general IELTS, visit us at gieltshelp.com. That's generalieltshelp.com. On both of those websites, we have loads and loads of help for your writing, reading, speaking, and listening skills, improving your communication and your English. This is our academic IELTS website here with the blue background. All you need to do is click this big red button to join our premium package. It is a one-time payment for lifetime access, so it's well worth it. We are an official British Council IELTS test registration center, and we are certified British Council agents, so you're in good hands with us. Welcome, Rajveer. I see our members are joining in now. Good to see you. This is our general IELTS web portal here at gieltshelp.com. Again, click this big red button to join the premium package. It's well worth your investment. It's a fraction of the cost of the IELTS exam. So we help thousands of students every single day. We have apps that power our websites. Academic IELTS Help app will link to aehelp.com. General IELTS Help app will link to gieltshelp.com. You can follow us on Instagram, IELTS_AEHelp or GIELTSHelp. And you can send me an email if you have any questions. Adrian at aehelp.com. I will get back to you quickly. And to get our books in hard copy in your home, if you're doing the paper-based exam, it's a good idea. Search Amazon for AE Helps Academic IELTS or GE Helps General IELTS, and you'll find our books there. Welcome, Carolina, our moderator. Good to have you in the class. So again, right now, task 2 writing, we'll finish our essay, and then kind of a little bit of the inverse of the IELTS exam. We'll be doing task 1 writing with everyone after in about 90 minutes, and everybody will be able to join that class. That will be a bar graph, okay? So that will be a bar graph that we'll look at. In the actual exam, you should always do your task 1 first, and then your task 2. It's just the way the class has worked out that we're doing it in the inverse. All right, we'll have more classes tomorrow, so members, keep in mind we have a Q&A session coming up tomorrow for you at this time, and then we'll have a speaking part 2 cue card class for everyone. Okay, so into our writing. This was the writing question that we looked at yesterday. So I'll just quickly go over the question, look at the planning a little bit, the introduction, and then we'll get right into the body paragraph. So the question reads, IELTS Task 2 writing. You should spend about 40 minutes on this task. Many people have difficulty finding work that they enjoy doing. What are the reasons for this, and what can people do to find enjoyable careers? Include any relevant explanations and examples from your own experience. Write at least 250 words, so clearly a first-person essay. Akshay, good luck on your sit-down part of the IELTS exam tomorrow. Your listening, reading, writing. I hope that goes well. So we paraphrased, we identified that here we're talking about enjoyable careers. Specifically, why do people have difficulty finding enjoyable work, and what can people do to find enjoyable work? So a couple of the key questions in the planning were, why is it difficult for people to find enjoyable jobs? We said there's a lack of availability in their field of interest. Maybe they don't have the necessary education for the job, and people are interested in money rather than what they like to do. And then we talked a little bit about what can people do to find enjoyable careers. Finding a job that is fun by gaining the necessary skills and certifications to be hired for that job. Finding ways to make more money through maybe creating a business growth, and becoming elite in the field. Okay, so we came up with our thesis statement, which is actually the last sentence of our introductory paragraph. So again, a good introduction, students, that gets a band 7, 8, 9 is much more than just a simple paraphrase of the question, okay? If you're simply paraphrasing the question for your introduction and stating that the essay will discuss this topic, you are looking more at a band 6 level essay, even with very good English, just because it's not considered advanced level writing at the grade 12 college level. Okay, so at the grade 12 college level in English, even if your IELTS teachers tell you, oh, a hook's not important and so on and so forth, well, maybe they're teaching you for a band 6, 6.5 essay, but for a band 7 essay, a hook is important, a background is important, a thesis is important. This isn't me telling you this, okay? It's not my cockamamie idea. It is the standard format of upper level English essay writing. Okay, you can check that out. You can research it. You will find that it's true. So here's our hook. It is every person's dream to have a fun job in their life. Background, these are jobs people have a desire to do and to invest their energy in as much as 40 hours a week, often smiling and feeling positive while working. In this way, people are more productive and enjoy a higher quality of life. I believe the reason people find it hard to pursue enjoyable careers is they lack education credentials, job opportunities, and financial incentives. However, these hurdles can be overcome through higher level academics and business growth. Okay, so it's my two-part thesis, clearly in 2 sentences now. Body paragraph 1 has to focus on this first part of the thesis, the first sentence. The reason people find it hard to pursue enjoyable careers is they lack education credentials, job opportunities, and financial incentives, okay? Now here, education credentials and job opportunities can kind of be grouped into one idea, okay? The reason why many people don't have opportunity for work is because they don't have the right skills for that work. So let's get into body paragraph writing. Okay, and again, these essays are not too bad as long as you have a solid base English, a decent vocabulary, and you know what you're doing. So body paragraph 1 has several components. Okay, the first is a topic sentence. Okay, and that's thesis point 1. Okay. And then that will be followed by an explanation, which will be followed by an example, which will be followed by what's called a connecting and concluding sentence. Okay. Again, this is the standard structure of a good body paragraph at the high school, grade 12, and onward college, university level. Okay. From basically, so if you were to take school in Canada, in grade 12, you learn to write in this format for a few different kinds of essays. And then when you get to college and you do your first year of English, almost every degree, maybe every degree, that you get in Canada and Canadian universities, whether it's engineering, psychology, political science, mathematics, art major, law, medicine, you will have to do first year university English. Okay, first year university English is one of the foundation courses for, I believe, just about every degree. And in that first year English class, you will get more deeply involved in this kind of literature. You'll learn more essay styles, more kind of unique ways to construct these paragraphs, but the basic structure is this, okay? So this is what you'll focus on. All right. Rajveer is asking, in the hook, shouldn't we show possession like it is every person's dream? Yeah, that's what I thought, Rajveer, but it's telling me that it doesn't, it's not necessary. So, because, yeah, the dream here, so it doesn't have to be possessed. But I can try it, Rajveer. I mean, it tells me that it's not necessary. Yeah. So every person's dream. Because here I don't think you need to show that possessive. Good question, Rajveer. That's a tricky one, but it's arguable. I don't think it's needed there. Okay. Caroline is asking, can you explain when to use person rather than people? Yeah, okay, good question, Carolina. Sure. So the reason I'm using person here instead of people is because I'm using the word every. And you have to think about it like this, Carolina. So every one, okay? People equals group of person. Okay, so yeah, it's a little bit of a tricky one, and that's why even the grammar check here is having a bit of a tough one with it. Here it's every one, so it's like saying every one person. Okay, and rather than saying every one person, it's every persons. So you have some exceptions here to certain rules, but basically you use people when you're talking about humans as a group of many persons, okay? But when you're focusing on, so let me put it this way, like here's a person, here's a person, here's a person, here's a person, okay? Together, these are people. Yeah, it's a little bit of a tricky one in English for sure. Okay, so if I say people, I'm referring to this entire cluster as one. If I say person, then I'm referring to just one. And if I say persons, then I'm referring to each of these in the group. Okay? So emphasizing each individual unit of humans in the group. Persons. Does that make sense? Okay. Yeah. So I can try that, Rajveer. Yeah. Yeah, that could be a good correction there. It's every person's. Again, tricky one. Okay. But anyway, Carolina, I hope that makes a little bit more sense. Okay. All right. Akshay is saying thesis, suitable education, qualification, and enough job vacancy are vital for getting dream jobs. It's a bit confusing, Akshay. Bit confusing. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's keep going. Yeah, good questions. And members, do stop me when you have a question. Absolutely. Don't let me just steamroll through the lesson. I can always pick up where I left off because I know the structure of what I'm writing. So feel free to interrupt me at any point in time through the writing. Okay? Yeah, Roger, I think that's a good suggestion for the correction there. It is every person's, like every one person belonging to that dream. Every person's job, okay? Yeah, Rajveer, it's always a good idea to test grammar check, especially at the higher level of writing. So you're going to find that it's not always accurate, okay? Okay, so let's go with our body one topic sentence now. So again, the body one topic sentence comes from here. I believe the reason people find it hard to pursue enjoyable careers is they lack education, credentials, job opportunities, and financial incentives. So these are the reasons people have difficulty being in their dream job. So give me a different perspective or a deeper definition on this statement for your topic sentence. Okay, I'm going to do the same and then we'll compare. All right. All right, so my topic sentence here, I am writing it in two sentences. Again, when you think about ideas like thesis, topic sentence, explanation, example, for the IELTS exam, you should be thinking or focusing on one sentence, but if you come up with two sentences, that's okay as well. Just make sure that you're able to complete your essay within the given time limit. Once more, students, the absolute minimum for task 2 is 250 words. And talking to examiners over the years, training thousands of students, it's absolutely clear that Band 8, Band 9 essays are usually between 300 and 350 words, okay? So it's, I don't want to say never, but almost never that an essay with 250 words can reach a Band 8. Okay, so keep that in mind, all right? Okay, so this is my my start to my first body paragraph. Fundamentally, many people dream of having jobs which are quite limited in availability and require a specific skill set that can be gained only through advanced education. In addition, they may feel that even with having such a job, they cannot earn as much as they want. Okay? So here, again, I'm going into a little bit of a deeper explanation of what I mean with that first point. Now comes my explanation while I'm waiting for your topic sentences. The explanation is quantitative. And visible, okay? And logical. So when you're thinking about the explanation, you should be thinking about your reader. You should be thinking about your reader's mind. Your reader at this point is going, well, what do you mean Many people dream of having jobs that are limited in availability. And what do you mean that they require specific skill sets? Okay, so that's what you have to think about. Okay, Rajveer says individuals face challenges to indulge in fun-filled jobs. Fun-filled would have a hyphen there, Rajveer. So fun-filled jobs, because they do not possess the necessary university degree. Yeah, advanced education, university degree, sure. Moreover, either there can be a scarcity of such enjoyable jobs in the market, or they do not offer much salaries that people expect. Very good. Okay, and I see Deepika and Rashika are also coming out with these topic sentences. So, holding the required academic qualification and economic support by a person, adequate job openings from the employer's side are important factors that affect people's pursuance of their passions. Deepika, I think you have the right ideas there, but it's fairly confusing. You need to reword that, so you need to rethink it, okay? Rashika says the majority of people desire to get an enjoyable job. Unfortunately, insufficient career qualifications as well as inadequate job vacancies are challenges that are in the way to achieve this. Okay, that suffer to achieve this is not correct, Rashika. Also, Rashika, the first sentence, or the first part of your sentence, the majority of people desire to get an enjoyable job, that's repetitive. You don't need that, okay? So you have to start that a little bit differently. Notice how, Rashika, I just simply start here with fundamentally. Okay, so it means, like, another way you can say it is basically. Okay. Nick Hill says many individuals are getting stuck to get the dream job. Notice, Nick Hill, the use of getting and get. You want to avoid that. So many individuals get stuck finding dream jobs due to the limitation of job availability and technical skills to fulfill the job. Okay. All right. Okay. So now comes the explanation. All right. So all right, so I'm writing my explanation here and I'm visualizing. And again, remember what I said here in the past, students. So if you're having trouble thinking about the big ideas and then focusing on the smaller ideas, try to focus on the small idea. So focus on a job like a doctor, a surgeon, a lawyer, some kind of engineer, like a chemicals engineer or a professor at a university, right? Then you start to realize that, oh yeah, these jobs need master's degrees, they need PhDs, they're high-end jobs. There's only about 1 in 1,000 per people. So you can think about that, okay? Okay. So this is what I have. So certain high-end jobs are only 1 in 1,000 and require at least a master's degree and often a PhD to be eligible. Even with such jobs in many countries, finances still may be challenging and people opt for better paying work that they may not like. Okay, so thinking about the original question. All right. Okay. So an example, right, should be coming up next. And the example, of course, should be something real world, something that people can relate with. Okay, so real world, easy to empathize with. All right. So what can we come up with there? I'll write that, and then I'll keep looking up into the chat, and I'll look at what you come up with. I'm sure you're working on it right now. Some of you have probably seen that lesson that we have, that reading lesson about professionals in Cuba, and how in Cuba, doctors, lawyers, they don't get paid very well, and many of them choose to be taxi drivers because driving tourists, they actually make more money, right? So it's not their passion, but they're going for more money. And so So there you have an example, right? So for instance, in Cuba, it takes 7 years of university to become a doctor, but a taxi driver can make more money commuting tourists to various destinations. And I can even expand on this if I have some time later on in my essay writing and say, okay, so again, this is just expanding. This is if I have time. So for instance, in Cuba, it takes 7 years of university to become a doctor, and there are only 100 new job openings per year in this field. But a taxi driver can make more money commuting tourists to various destinations, and there are thousands of available positions, right? So something like that. Okay. Rajveer explains, certain well-reputed and enjoyable jobs require at least a master's degree, and different countries do not provide sufficient remunerations for such jobs. That word is brutal to pronounce. And many people end up with applying for jobs that they may not like to do. Okay, Rajveer, that last part of it, I would probably save that for the connecting or concluding sentence, okay? So focus more on the explanation. That last part, just leave that for the connecting, concluding sentence, okay? All right. Remuneration, yeah, which means financial compensation, that word, okay? All right, brutal pronunciation on that one. I would say avoid it in your speaking section of the IELTS exam. Okay, so I have one more sentence left, which is my connecting, concluding sentence. So these are definite challenges that need to be overcome for people to find work that they are excited about doing. Okay. So here I've finished my body paragraph 1, and what you should do is read this paragraph as soon as you're finished writing it, okay? So it's a very, 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 very good idea in the IELTS exam to read a paragraph as soon as you're finished writing it. So don't wait until you're finished your whole essay and then review it, but review the paragraph after you're done, okay? That's much better. You have much more of a chance to catch spelling mistakes, grammatical errors, word choice mistakes. So look for those, okay? So here we go. Fundamentally, many people dream of having jobs which are quite limited in availability and require a specific skill set that can be gained only through advanced education. In addition, they may feel that even with having such a job, they cannot earn as much as they want. Certain high-end jobs are only 1 in 1,000 and require at least a master's degree and often a PhD to be eligible. Even with such jobs in many countries, finances may still be challenging and people opt for better paying work that they may not like. For instance, in Cuba, it takes 7 years of university to become a doctor, and there are only 100 new job openings per year in this field. But a taxi driver can make more money commuting tourists to various destinations, and there are thousands of available positions. These are definite challenges that need to be overcome for people to find work that they are excited about doing. Okay, that reads quite well. I'm pretty happy with that. So now I can go into body paragraph 2. Okay. Okay, body paragraph 2 is going to have the same structure as body paragraph 1, but there's no need for that concluding or connecting sentence at the end because you're following it up with the conclusion. So in the IELTS, you have a 4-paragraph essay. Introduction, body 1, body 2, conclusion. So you really don't need to include that connecting sentence there because it's kind of redundant. It's like, here I'm connecting, concluding, and then, oh, by the way, here's my conclusion, okay? So it's not necessary. Akshay writes, some dream jobs require high academic qualifications like a master's or PhD or a PhD. You don't need the word degree, Akshay, because master or PhD is degree. The D is degree at the end of PhD, so you don't need the word degree in there to be qualified, but some countries are not able to pay sufficient money even for such jobs. Okay, finish that sentence, Akshay. All right, so body paragraph 2 is coming from the second part of my thesis. However, these hurdles can be overcome through higher level academics and business growth. Okay, so let's start with some positive news here. Fortunately, there are ways that people can earn the job that gives them a great deal of life satisfaction through continued education and business venture. Okay. So here we go with the topic sentence. So fortunately, there are ways that people can earn the job that gives them a great deal of life satisfaction through continued education and business venture. Hard-working individuals can identify work that makes them feel happy and then pursue such a career by finishing university and having competitive skills to okay, so hardworking individuals can identify work that makes them feel happy and then pursue such a career by finishing university and having competitive skills to position themselves in their desired field. Once there, they can increase their revenue by tenfold or more through building a company around their area of, or around their passion, let's say. All right. And now for the example, so I'm going nice and quick here through the topic sentence, the explanation, flowing into the example. And for the example, I'm going to use the same example, especially for this question, especially for this kind of cause and effect. So when you have a cause and effect type of question, so what creates a situation, what are the results of this situation, or problems and solutions type of essay, it's a really good idea to use an example that you can reflect on or use in both body paragraphs to create a lot of cohesion and coherence within your essay. Okay, so I'm going to go back to that same Cuban situation with the doctor. Okay, so a Cuban who dreams of becoming a doctor should finish medical school and then establish their own clinic in order to make more money and live there and pursue their dream career. Okay. So something like that, all right? You can go back and keep revising and revisiting, but basically get the same idea down. So a Cuban who dreams of becoming a doctor should finish medical school and then establish their own clinic in order to make more money and pursue their dream career. Okay? In this way, they can earn more than a taxi driver and be happy doing it. Okay? All right. So, okay, let's see. So we've got some good writing coming up in the chat here. All right. Deepika says, I'm not able to write in the chat. Is there something wrong? I don't know, Deepika, because I don't do, like, I'm not in control of YouTube's software, but yeah, I think Carolina's saying that if you have more than 200 characters, then it's probably not letting you send it. So make sure that you're under 200 characters, all right? Rajveer says, there are some ways that people can partake in their dream jobs which excite them by gaining the required skill set and earning enough money through their business. Okay, Rajveer, it's a little bit repetitive, so we need to work on it. I'd probably want to clean my writing up here a little bit as well. All right. Yeah, Deepika, again, unfortunately, we don't have too much control of that. I mean, we can see what you're writing with the question, so I'm not sure why it's not able to send it. Check to make sure you don't have any weird words in there that are being blocked by the internet. That's another thing that could be happening. Okay, Rajveer writes, people can find a job which they are passionate about and gain the necessary academic and technical abilities to be competitive while applying for such vacancies. Okay, Rashika writes, fortunately, people have opted to resolve this problem by getting higher education, such as a university degree, and establishing their own company in their desired fields. Yeah, okay. All right, so here is my body paragraph 2. I'm just going to review it, make sure it reads well. Fortunately, there are ways that people can earn the job that gives them a great deal of life satisfaction through continued education and business venture. Hardworking individuals can identify work that makes them feel happy and then pursue such a career by finishing university and having competitive skills to position themselves in their desired field. Once there, they can increase their revenue by tenfold or more through building a company around their passions. A Cuban who dreams of becoming a doctor should finish medical school and then establish their own clinic in order to make them more money and pursue their dream career. In this way, they can earn more than a taxi driver and be happy doing it. Okay, that seems to read quite well now that I've gone through it. So I'm ready for my conclusion. Okay. So the conclusion. These days, again, I've seen that mistake where people just kind of repeat their introduction. The conclusion, especially for this type of essay, is not just a repeat of your introduction. It's much more than that, okay? So it has to have your thesis points restated. You have to have your argument supported or strengthened. Okay. And then you have to have your take-home message. Now, as I'm writing this, I also realized, and this is an important realization in the conclusion, because in the conclusion, I'm always reminded of the voice of the author. And in this case, the voice of the author is first-person voice. So here I realized that I kind of missed the first-person voice, okay? So the first-person voice is missing from my body paragraphs. And if I catch that mistake, so I'm like, oh, wait a second, my introductory paragraph is first-person. Okay, because I write, I believe the reasons. And then my body paragraph 1, I suddenly realize is third person, so there's no I, me, or my in here. And same with my second body paragraph. I want to correct that, okay? So I want to have a clear voice in the essay, all right? And I can do that very easily, so you don't have to panic. Instead of saying, for instance, I could write something like, in my case. So in my case, in Cuba, it takes 7 years of university to become a doctor. And suddenly, I've now changed my example from third person to first person by including in my case, okay? And you know, who the examiner doesn't know that I'm Canadian or Cuban or Colombian or from India, so it doesn't matter, right? Okay. All right. And then in the second body paragraph, I can do the same. So In order for me to become a doctor in Cuba, I should finish medical school and then establish my own clinic. So read the full sentence, my own clinic, to make more money and pursue my dream career. In this way, I can earn more than a taxi driver and be happy doing it. Okay? So there, now I've corrected that third person, first person mismatch, and now my essay reads as first person. Okay? So careful about that, and if you catch that mistake, definitely correct it. Okay? It will be much, much better. Yeah, so Deepika, you're asking me about exactly this, and I'm showing you exactly that. Okay? So that's clear for everyone. Now, in conclusion, people Okay, so in conclusion, people most often have difficulties finding likable work because of low pay, availability, and education. So low pay, low availability, and low education. Nevertheless, through academic perseverance, nevertheless, through academic and business perseverance, these challenges can be overcome. Okay? Ideally, for a truly fulfilling life, every person is passionate about the work they do on a daily basis. Okay. So that is my conclusion with those elements. All right. So in conclusion, people most often have difficulties finding likable work because of low pay, availability, and education. Nevertheless, through academic and business perseverance, these challenges can be overcome. Ideally, for a truly fulfilling life, every person is passionate about the work they do on a daily basis. That's my take-home message. Okay? All right, so I have my whole essay here. Now, when you're at home, what you want to do, members, is you want to review the whole essay from start to finish. So review after each paragraph, in fact, review after each sentence, paragraph, and then the whole essay. So when you do that, read the original question. So the original question, not the paraphrase. The original question is, many people have difficulty finding work that they enjoy doing. What are the reasons for this, and what can people do to find enjoyable careers? Include any relevant explanations and examples from your own experience. So now I go to my essay. It is every person's dream to have a fun job in their life. These are jobs people have a desire to do and to invest their energy in as much as 40 hours a week, often smiling and feeling positive while working. In this way, people are more productive and enjoy a high quality of life. I believe the reason people find it hard to pursue enjoyable careers is they lack education credentials, job opportunities, and financial incentives. However, these hurdles can be overcome through higher level academics and business growth. Fundamentally, many people dream of having jobs which are quite limited in availability and require a specific skill set that can be gained only through advanced education. In addition, they may feel that even with having such a job, they cannot earn as much as they want. Certain high-end jobs are only 1 in 1,000 and require at least a master's degree and often a PhD to be eligible. Even with such jobs in many countries, finances may still be challenging and people opt for better paying work that they may not like. In my case, in Cuba, it takes 7 years of university to become a doctor, and there are only 100 new job openings per year in this field. But a taxi driver can make more money commuting tourists to various destinations, and there are thousands of available positions. These are definite challenges that need to be overcome for people to find work that they are excited about doing. Fortunately, there are ways that people can earn the job that gives them a great deal of life satisfaction through continued education and business venture. Hardworking individuals can identify work that makes them feel happy and then pursue such a career by finishing university and having competitive skills to position themselves in their desired field. Once there, they can increase their revenue by tenfold or more through building a company around their passion. In order for me to become a doctor in Cuba, I should finish medical school and then establish my own clinic to make more money and pursue my dream job. In this way, I can earn more than a taxi driver and be happy doing it. In conclusion, people most often have difficulties finding likable work because of low pay, availability, and education. Nevertheless, through academic and business perseverance, these challenges can be overcome. Ideally, for a truly fulfilling life, every person is passionate about the work they do on a daily basis. Okay, that reads quite well in my mind, hopefully in the examiner's mind as well. All right. So Deepika says, to conclude, it is definitely a challenge for people to enter into their dream career because of education vacancies and finance. Despite these hurdles, it is for sure possible to overcome them, and this is key to fulfilling life or self-actualization. Natalie, perseverance is when you keep going forward and you keep pushing to achieve your goal. You're persevering. Okay, hope that makes sense. All right. To overcome these through qualifying for the desired job and developing a business that helps with their finance. Okay, Deepika, not bad. A little bit repetitive on the end of the conclusion, but overall quite good. Okay, everyone, so that is the essay. We'll post this essay on our YouTube community board as well. Okay, and keep up the good studies. So you have to practice this, and you want to always practice minimizing redundancy, so minimizing repetition. You want to make your writing concise. So if I had even more time, I would now look at how I can make it more concise, take out any unnecessary extra words, shrink it down a little bit so that I'm avoiding repetition. And that's the way that you can be confident about having a Band 9 finish to your writing. All right, everyone. Again, check us out at aehelp.com for academic IELTS, gieltshelp.com for general IELTS. This is our general IELTS web portal here. Click that big red button to join our premium package. For the academic, blue background, aehelp.com, one-time payment for lifetime access. It's well worth it. And I will be back in about 30 minutes with task 1, which will be a bar chart. So a little bit of a change of pace. Thank you, Carolina, for moderating. Thank you, Akshay, Deepika, Rashika, Andri, Natalie, and Rajveer for your participation, and for the other members that were maybe watching but not chiming in. And thank you to all of our viewers. I'm Adrian. I'm signing out from Victoria for now, but I'll be back shortly. Bye.